Immunization is a life-saving measure introduced by the government to protect children aged 0 to 59 months from deadly diseases. However, vaccine hesitancy has persisted over the years, with many individuals questioning the safety and effectiveness of vaccines given to children. In some underserved communities, myths and misinformation about vaccines continue to thrive. Tonight on Saturday Discourse, we will be focusing attention on how to enhance routine immunization, and we will meet our guests shortly after the day's news. I am Abdullah Hajia. Stay with us. Now, the news. More commendations are coming for the bold decisions and reforms of Tinubu's administration, which are reportedly repositioning the sub-national governments with more resources to facilitate development and growth at the grassroots across Nigeria. Governor Discourse of Katsina State appreciated the leadership of President Bola Tinubu through the economic transformation of the country. State House correspondent Musbaud and Wahab brings us details.
Mr. President.
A working visit like this does not come often from a sitting president. Katsina State, ranking highly to President Bola Tinubu, got this opportunity and maximized it to the fullest. Some state governors were equally here to compliment. And in a way, Governor Discourse is marking the honor with a state banquet for the president. And indeed, the president felt at home, particularly with his favorite novel artist, Rarara, on the stage. The dinner also provided opportunity for interaction with elders of the state. Traditional and political leaders, including past ones, leveraged the platform to appreciate the president for his support to one of them, former President Muhammadu Buhari, and for the appointment of many of them to key positions currently. The reforms instituted by the president were again celebrated for yielding more resources for the central and subnational governments to work with.
Your bold decisions have really helped the subnationals, because without taking those bold decisions, we could not have been where we are today, that we are commissioning projects. But today, we can pay salaries and still do a lot of developmental projects in the state. Thank you for your bold decision, Your Excellency.
But then, insecurity in part of the state still remains a major concern for them.
So governors need your support, need your empowering them to address them. Because why do I say it's local? The crime is mainly being committed by local people. So there is need, please, Mr. President, once again, we appreciate what you are doing, but support the governors to empower communities.
For the insecurity in parts of the country, the president is positive about the victory of Nigeria in the end.
We will do everything to fight terrorism and banditry. Yes, We will invest more in technology. We will take over all our forests. We must. It was never like this before in Nigeria, but we will reverse the trend.
And then, President Tinubu reassures about the recovery of the economy.
The ability of a leader to take a decision at the right time is the hallmark of leadership. We took it, we stay with it, and it will be rewarding. It is already bearing fruit.
With the latest influx of bigwigs into the ruling party, Governor Radda says the state remains resolute in support of President Bola Tinubu's administration. From Katsina, Musbah Nanwahab, NC News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has departed Katsina after a two-day working visit to the state. The presidential airplane took off from the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Airport, Katsina, at about 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. On arrival in Katsina on Friday, the president addressed troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces, after which he proceeded to inaugurate two projects, a 24-kilometer road and agricultural mechanized center executed by the state government. Today, the president also attended the wedding fatiha of a daughter of Katsina State Governor, Discourse, before departing Katsina. And back in Abuja, uplifting and empowering the vulnerable in the society remains one cardinal goal of the Red Cross Society, and it is in view of this that the Galadima community came alive as FCT branch of the Nigerian Red Cross Society took its celebration to the community as a way of commemorating the 2025 World Red Cross Day. Isaac Jibo has details.
Residents of Galadima community received free medical services during a recent outreach that brought vital healthcare to their doorstep. The program featured tuberculosis testing with X-rays, dental care, blood group, and HIV testing, with volunteers being screened to ensure safety of the blood being donated. Free medications were also provided, offering relief and support while promoting healthier living within the community.
The entire community are very happy, and we will continue to cooperate with the Red Cross Society, making sure that they benefit more. We will continue to thank the Red Cross Society for this wonderful donation to the community.
The branch vice chairman of the FCT Red Cross, Ruda Samande, stated that the branch has consistently undertaken various humanitarian activities, both in the past and present, positively impacting lives, as these efforts align with international practices, reflecting the organization's ongoing commitment to serving humanity effectively and ethically.
People come on their own to Red Cross office to come and donate these items to us, and we in turn take them out to the different communities. We make it a priority to visit those that are really out there and are really poor and really need our help. So that's what we do.
Beneficiaries express heartfelt gratitude to the Red Cross for its unwavering support and timely intervention, acknowledging how its efforts have brought hope, relief, and positive change to their lives during time of great needs.
I have benefited by being my HIV status, my blood sugar level, and my blood group and genotype.
I was one of the beneficiaries of the 310,000 from Red Cross. I'm very, very excited.
The event reaffirmed the Red Cross commitment to serving humanity, as beneficiaries say they are inspired by the program. In Abuja, Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
Now, stakeholders in the health sector have continued to reawaken the consciousness of caregivers and nursing mothers on the importance of immunization, highlighting each country's peculiarity in terms of disease prevalence, even as they appeal to the government to ensure a uniform cost for vaccines across all public and private health facilities for wider accessibility and child protection. Aisha Ubali has more.
It is on Wednesday scheduled for immunization, and as early as 8 o'clock in the morning, 9-month baby Chiamaka Uche is already in the hospital to take her shots of vaccine. Amazingly, the father is leading in this particular visit. Immunizations are shots of vaccines produced to prevent some childhood diseases with minimal cost. Just as traders look forward to market days, mothers look forward to immunization days, but this is not the case with the babies. Every child, like Chiamaka, has a right to quality health care, which is the primary reason the government makes provision for vaccines in all its hospitals for free. But according to Monica Uche, this dose does not include special vaccines.
No, I don't. A rural person cannot afford special vaccines. So if they have made the routine immunization free, I think for special vaccines that cost so high, they should find a way to fund those vaccines to be made available at PHCs.
The routine immunization schedule is a mandatory vaccination program for children from birth to 15 months.
So that time you've completed your immunization, then the other ones will be coming for the warming tablet and the vitamin A every 6 months till the baby is 5 years.
Just like it has been outlined, different immunizations such as BCG at birth, rotavirus vaccine, oral polio vaccine, among others. Government has added the human papillomavirus vaccine to the schedule for the prevention of cervical cancer among girls.
We have 6 weeks, we have 10 weeks and 14 weeks. Then there's another one now with added 9 years, which is human papillomavirus vaccine, which is given against cervical cancer. Girls, there's 9 years to 14 years is included now in the immunization.
At another secondary health facility, the Garki Hospital, which is under a private-public partnership arrangement with the FCT administration, lectures are on, educating the mothers on the management of the babies being immunized. Godia Akindele is excited that most times the process is seamless, but not without an appeal.
It is the availability itself, because people are really suffering. They will tell you to go to healthcare sometimes, and sometimes this vaccine costs a lot. There are some, like in my card, some are 14, 2, and the rest. So a lot of people are having challenges having it. Imagine if somebody doesn't have the money to get.
I just believe that government should not be relying on foreign bodies to aid our vaccines here.
Just few shots of these injections and drops of oral polio, and perhaps few tears from some of these children, but very cost effective. In as much as many have accepted immunization, Matron Mercy says more needs to be done in demystifying the public on some beliefs. Most of the mothers who spoke to NT, however, expressed apprehension over the rumor of withdrawal of some development partners, but the FCTA Primary Healthcare Board allays the fears, saying immunization remains free and available in all government health facilities.
No fear at all. Ali Pate is a man that loves children and he believes in immunization, and there's nothing, so he has gone ahead. So there's nothing, even for the HIV, nothing to be afraid of.
Although different strokes for different folks, while government hospitals administer these vaccines for free, clients of private hospitals still pay for what the hospitals term service charge, which at times are not readily available. It is, however, imperative to protect children by getting them immunized to avoid statements such as, "Had I known." In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTE News.
Thank you, Aisha, for that detailed report. And now we have Dr. Rukaya Wamako, Acting Executive Secretary of City Primary Health Care Board. of the FCT. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us at this hour.
Thank you so much for having me.
We must say thank you very much for what you're doing for our children, and we know you've had a very longer working day today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, let's begin by asking you to summarily, underscore the significance of vaccines or immunization, that you normally, carry out routinely.
Okay, when you talk of immunization, the first immunization when a child is born is the first breast milk. Is the first immunization. It contains all the immune system that is needed for a child to be protected. Then subsequently, as the child is growing from birth to continuous years to under 5, that child needs to be protected against other diseases, vaccine preventable diseases. It's always better being protected than go for treatment. We said protection is better than treatment because globally, all over the world, prevention is better than cure. And the whole world is going into preventive medicine, not curative. You don't allow disease to happen before you go for treatment. And that is the very key initiative and importance of immunization. Immunization protects children, protects adults, protects boys and girls, women and men, old and young from certain diseases. All those immunizable diseases, it protects against it. And once you are immunized and then fully immunized, if a child is fully immunized, you are protected against such disease for life. And there are some vaccinations that you do them frequently, like polio vaccine. The more you do it, that it has no overdose, the more you do it, the more you gather immunity and the more you become protected. And that is why there are so many rounds of immunization on polio.
Okay, well, before we go into detail in the rounds now, today you just flagged off one aspect or another of the immunization. Can we get more light on what you just flagged off today?
Today we flag off National Immunization Days for April 2025. It's a national assignment. It's taking place across Nigeria. FCT has flagged off today in the area of Joas Palace because we took it down to the community because it's a community-based activity. We bring healthcare closer to the people in the community so that they can assist. So we flag it up today, and it is an exercise that is going to take place from the 4th in FCT. We're starting from the 4th down to the 10th of this month. We are going to fully immunize the eligible children across the 6 area council. And that is what is flagged up today at the Emir's Palace in Jua. And the presence of all dignitaries, including government dignitaries, as well as the development partners, local NGOs, the caregivers, the traditional rulers, religious leaders, the women leaders, the youth leaders, the community managerial structure as a whole were all present there for the flagging of today at the Chief Palace in Jua.
Okay, if we may ask you, as someone who has always been in the forefront of ensuring this immunization takes place, what would you say is the FCT peculiarity now in terms of the story? Is it that of acceptance? Is it that of resistance when it comes to this immunization issue?
In terms of immunization resistance, I would like to say it's a global issue. Africa in general, Nigeria and FCT will not be exceptional. Because if you look at FCT and the population of FCT, is that every ethnic group has a representative in FCT. As such, we will not say there is no hesitancy on vaccination in FCT. We have hesitancy on vaccination, and we have several reasons why people are being hesitant to having their children being vaccinated. But we are out engaging people in the community to highlight them, to socially mobilize them, to advocate to them and tell them the importance of this vaccination.
So, what would you say, has been the, acceptance level if we try to measure from the previous one, even though this one is just starting today? What has been the story in terms of the acceptance now using, the traditional ruler religious leaders? What's the level?
If you look at what was happening before, the acceptance of vaccination uh, generally is improving. Quite okay, we still have some hesitancy here and there, but when you compare to the previous years and the previous runs that we had been doing, there is acceptance now compared to before. And the involvement of our traditional rulers and religious leaders, it has helped a lot in convincing people in the community to accept what is good for them. And then plus the advocacy, communication, and social mobilization by enlightening people to know more about the importance of immunization. That has made people to realize and understand that having immunization to protect their children is better than to allow for the disease to happen. Some diseases will happen, are curable, some diseases are not curable. Some will cause permanent damage, irreversible, and then nobody would like to have irreversible damage that can cause a child to be crippled or to have a certain problem, disability that will be able to make that child incapacitated in the near future in life.
Okay, as a doctor, can we speak to the potency and efficacy of some of those routine, immunization that were given?
Yes, I am happy that you asked that question. A lot is being done to protect the vaccine, to keep the vaccine in the potency position. We have what we call cold chain. The cold chain, right from the time the vaccine arrive in Nigeria, they come in the cold chain. And then from the airport, we collect them in such a media. And then in that media, we also move that vaccine to the national cold store. From the national cold store, then distribution will now be made across the nation. We now distribute this vaccine, including FCT, we collect our own in that same cold chain. And each vaccine has its own specific cold chain. As the number of vaccine and the type of the vaccine, it has a specific cold chain. It's the specific temperature that you're supposed to keep that vaccine to that level. If you keep that vaccine to that level, it means that the potency of vaccine is being reserved, the efficacy of vaccine is being reserved, and then the importance of that vaccine has been taken care of so that people can receive it in that media to the point of delivery at the facility.
All right, well, we have to thank you, Dr. Wamako, for coming to talk to us and enlightening us on, Saturday Discourse, talking about immunization. And we must thank you very sincerely for, stretching your time to be with us on the program.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we'll move on and let's go to sports brief. Let's do our sports picks. All is now set for the grand finale of the 4th edition of Governor of Akwa Ibom State Pastor Umo Eno Easter Under-16 Arise Cup Tournament. After weeks of competitive grassroots football for young talents and teams in the state and environs, the battle line is drawn for the 3rd place match and final on Sunday 4th May. At the Uyo Township Stadium, in the 3rd place match, Miracle Football Academy will take on the Arc FC, while the final will be a showdown between Piles Football Academy and Redemption FC. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umo Eno is expected to lead a wide range of dignitaries from the state and football stakeholders to the final games. The competition was organized by Grassroots Sports Federation with the support of the Akwa Ibom State government, aimed at discovering and supporting young talent for the state and Nigeria, while fostering unity and instilling discipline in the youths as they pursue their dreams and passion. Meanwhile, talking athletics, Nigeria's queen of the track and women's world record hurdles holder, Toby Amusan, will be on track at the Shanghai Diamond League in Textile City Sports Center in China. Amusan will be hoping to win her first 100-meter hurdles race after the Paris Olympic last year. She will be competing with other big names across the world. In basketball, Nigeria's The Tigers captain Ami Okonkwo has signed for a new club in the United States, a move considered as a step forward in her professional career. Okonkwo, who previously played for Bourges in France, had an impressive season last year. She has now joined the Connecticut Sun. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News. Before we go, let's tell you that Arsenal are currently losing at home by 1-2 against AFC Bournemouth after Leicester City got a 2-0 victory over Southampton. Everton and Ipswich, Town shared the score with a 2-2 draw as Aston Villa got a 1-0 victory against Fulham. All in the matches played today. Earlier yesterday, Manchester City got a 1-0 victory over Wolves, and the closing gap on Arsenal on the fight to secure top 4 finish for the UEFA Champions League. Well, on that note, I want to thank you for being with us on Saturday Discourse. Let's do it again, same time, same station next week when we come with another topic on the Discourse. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.